What is up, my fellow net dwellers, and welcome to something new. This is Frelling Game News I Care About, a new series of videos where instead of teaching you how to mod video games, I force my opinion on you about recent game news that I found interesting. Now let's jump into it. Up first, we have a release trailer that just dropped for one of my top 3 favorite cannibal survival games, Sons of the Forest. Well, specifically, The Forest was one of the top 3s. I'm assuming Sons of the Forest is probably going to top it, but we'll see. That's right, finally know when we're going to see Sons of the Forest. Thank goodness, because after getting debated for the Halloween drop, I was starting to think this was going to turn into Star Citizens minus the crowdfunding aspects. Thanks goes out to IGN for publishing the video, and links to the original release are down in my description. As you can see here, the crafting mechanics of the first seems to have been improved upon by letting you magically hit the center of these logs here and have it just turn into a spike. This game, unlike the first, also seems to highly rely on this other glorious magical thing known as technology. See here as a shotgun shreds enemies easily, or this clip where you can bond with the local inhabitants through the magic of electricity. Of course it wouldn't be a forest game without a few new mutants. As you can see here, we have Stomach Man, an individual with a zipper-like stomach that seems to always be smiling at you. We also have Two-Face and the Human Centipede, or at least a far better version of the Human Centipede. Don't ever look up that term. Anyways, the whole point of this trailer is to relay to you the fact that the Sons of the Forest will finally launch May 22nd, 2022. At which point I will add it to my watch list and expectantly be waiting for it to finally drop onto the Steam sale, because apparently I am capable of buying fully priced video games anymore. Next on the list, Stardew Valley just caught an update that we should all care about. This update improves the majesty of garden pots. It now makes it so garden pots will keep all fertilizer applied to them when you harvest from them. But even more critical, garden pots on Ginger Island will now spawn with watercolor dirt in the event you have them out on a rainy day. Yeah, no, I was just messing with you. The garden pots updates and the rest are nice, but what actually matters on this update is they're switching it from the old-fashioned rickety .NET 4.5.2, which was released back in 2014, to the modern 2020 .NET 5. Now, why this matters is not only does it mean the game is now using one of the latest and greatest frameworks available, so it's probably not going anywhere, it actually bumps the amount of RAM available to modders, where they can now exceed the 4 gigabytes of RAM they were originally limited to. In fact, the move to the new framework was done specifically to make life easier for modders, and as a result, make us people that use mods all that happier. So I personally can't wait to see what the modders come up with now that they have access to all this new stuff. Speaking of Stardew, Gamepass has officially launched its first set of December games. Stardew is one of them, which is why I get away with saying that speaking of Stardew. Or at least, let's hope so, because otherwise it was just completely irrelevant. Either which way, it has launched for Game Pass, and it is moddable so people can enjoy it in its ideal state. We also have Archvale, a pixel-style top-down dungeon diver, Rubber Bandits, which is kind of like a Game Beast meets GTA from what I can tell, the classic Final Fantasy 13-2, I don't know why we didn't get 13, but whatever, for you RPG lovers. Individuals who are needing more satisfaction in their lives can try out Lawnmower Simulator, or there is Battle Sector, a Warhammer 40k game for the RTS fans. I have no idea what Townscaper is from the screenshots that they have available. My guess is a puzzle game, but who really knows at this point? The Anvil preview lets you try out the top-down sci-fi shooter with a few buddies. If you have plenty of patience and a love of nature and scenery, you can try out Hunter Call of the Wild. Or if you have plenty of patience but would rather take over the world, you can try out Evil Genius 2. Generation Zero is a game that lets you go medieval on our robot overlords, while Mind Scanner seems to be kind of like Papers, Please, but with a futuristic feel to it. Deer Simulator is what happens whenever you take the insanity of Goat Simulator and go ahead and dial that up to 11. For a more Dark Soul fan base, Moral Cell seems like it might scratch that itch for you, while also adding a unique feel where you possess the shells of fallen warriors. That seems to be the current games released so far. I'm sure we'll have some more releases for Game Pass coming soon. And that was Frelling News I Care About. Thanks to everybody who watched. You guys all have a good night, a great tomorrow, and amazing rest of the week. I'll see you next time.